The possible demise of Bury Football Club has aroused much passion among its supporters, including some rather well-known ones.
I think it's absolutely disgraceful. I mean, my mum has worked there for 30 years. My dad's got a stand named after him, and to consider that today that they might not have a football club is for me, it's so upsetting.
That was the England women's football manager Phil Neville speaking to Radio 5 Live today. The Shakers haven't played a game this season, and they could be expelled from the English Football League this evening, unless the club's owner, Steve Dale, can prove that they have the funding to continue. Sanny Rudravajhala, a 33-year-old science teacher and a lifelong Bury supporter, explains for PM Now what the club means to its fans.
So my first ever Bury game was in 1996. It was Bury against West Bromwich Albion in what is now known as the Championship. And it was actually for my best friend's birthday. He said, right, we're all going to go down to my football team and go and watch them. And they won as well. And it was something that was kind of infectious. And before you know it, it was like, oh, when's the next game? When shall we go again? We could just turn up, hang up with my friends and watch a great game of football. And even if it wasn't a great game of football, I was still there with my friends. We were all singing songs. Bury were formed in 1885, and just to give you an idea of how long ago that was, Gladstone was the Prime Minister, and Carl Benz had just put his patent in for a combustion engine powered automobile, aka car. So we're talking a really long time ago.
Yeovil won up, but the reply from Bury was soon on the way, and Yeovil's defence was hard-pressed.
Since 1894, Bury have been in the Football Leagues. You may have heard in the press about Joy Hart, one of the ex-directors who chained herself to the stadium, and her father, Les Hart, was at the club for 44 years as a player, a physio, and then as a manager, and one of the stands is named after him, actually.
It's not about me, it's about the town, it's about the club. It's about the whole Football League. How could they let this happen?
As it happens, I'm wearing my Bury shirt and I'm looking down and there are 2 stars on that shirt, and those represent the 2 FA Cups that Bury have won. I think a small team from a market town in the northwest of England, just north of Manchester, have won that competition twice. That's a history that no one can take away from the club. I was the guy with the drum, and being a British Asian football fan at a small side, I already stuck out a bit, as it were, but then turning up with a massive drum, it certainly got a bit of attention that way. But I was usually the one starting off the chants. And with the drum, actually, it's all about timing. You know, if you get a corner, you've got to give it a couple of seconds for everyone to go, ooh, and then you start a psh, 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 Bury. The thing about supporting a football team like Bury is you're not going there to expect to see a win. In fact, most of the time, we're kind of expecting us to lose. The season that I thought I could live the dream and get a season ticket and went to nearly every game was one of our worst seasons in history. But even amongst that, there were still glimmers of hope. We were bottom of the league, and all of a sudden, our left back, who'd yet to score, somehow worked his way all the way up the pitch and scored on a Tuesday night against Shrewsbury, who were currently top of the league at the time. And it's those small moments of joy, even in amongst the whole season of sorrow. Bury might only have about 3,000 fans, but those 3,000 fans are brought together by one thing, and especially in our modern society where you hear news reports about loneliness being on the increase, well, every other Saturday you can go down to Gig Lane and be united with another 2,500, 3,000 other people, all for the same reason.
My name's Lorraine, I've been a Bury fan for 47 years.
And I'm Sue, and I've been coming down about 40 years.
I'm Steve, I'm 60, I've been coming down here for about 53 years.
It's part of everyone's lives who's a Bury fan. Without that, I think we'd all be lost. A huge part of what makes each of us would suddenly be gone. And in that respect, losing Bury would be a bereavement.
Sanny Rudravajhala on life as a Bury supporter.